welcome back to my channel. Today I know it's gonna sound a little crazy, but we're gonna talk a little bit about fall. Now, I haven't quite started decorating yet, but hey, to each their own. I feel like my inside is screaming I'm ready for fall, but I also know that we're trying to soak up the last little bit of summer. But if you are thinking fall and you have fall on the brain, this video is for you. So what I'm gonna do is I have collected a bunch of my fall videos from 2022 and I'm gonna put them all in one video here for you guys, starting with my fall shopping. So I put together a fall haul video and I showed everything new that I got last year for fall. Ruger is here snoring. Can you guys hear him? So we're gonna kick off this marathon with that video and then it'll dive right into all of the decorating. And then on the end, I will go ahead and add in a Halloween video. So something for everyone in this one. I hope you guys enjoy it and I hope this starts kind of sparking some interest and giving you guys ideas on what we can put together for 2023. Of course, I'm gonna be bringing a lot of fall content here in the coming weeks, but I thought what better to kick off 2023 with everything that we did last year. I just love to be able to compare the previous years to this year, and it helps me kind of remember what decor I have, so that way when I'm in the stores, I'm not double buying and not wasting money. But anyways, we'll go ahead and jump right into this video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I cannot wait for a lot of fall 2023 content to come. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. If it's your first time here, I'm Katie and I have a lifestyle, homemaking, cleaning motivation, decorating, cooking style channel here on YouTube, and I'm so happy that you are all here and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I have the biggest haul I have ever done on YouTube or that I've watched for fall 2022. I have so much surrounded by me right here and I had so much fun shopping this year. I feel like the decor in the stores was fresh and new and festive, and I love the themes that I'm seeing this year. So I went a little crazy, blacked out in the store a little bit, but I cannot wait to show you what I got for this fall for 2022. I'm going to do my best to remember to tell you guys where everything is from and the prices. And I kind of just gathered my bags around me, as I just mentioned. I want to try and keep stores grouped together the best that I can, but it's possible that things got mixed up a little bit because I've been slowly buying and putting items aside. So I'm just gonna grab a bag and dive right in. But I just wanna say that a lot of this haul is from Ross, TJ Maxx, and Home Goods, Hobby Lobby, and I think there might even be a little bit of Marshalls in here. So I kept everything super realistic and super affordable. Let's go ahead and start with a few items that I picked up from Ross. These beautiful brass pumpkins, I believe they were just $12.99 each. I actually had bought one and then ended up going back again and getting another one. I just think they look so high-end and expensive, but really these are just from Ross. I cannot even believe it. Now I have a few ideas for these. If you guys are not subscribed, make sure that you do, because I will be doing a decorating series here on my channel and kind of moving around my house. I'm almost there. I'm in Southern California. It's still in like the 90s to 100 degrees. Not that that matters. Whenever you want to decorate is totally up to you. But I'm there. My family's just not there yet. So I think we're almost there though. I'm hoping within the next week or so, I will start putting up some of my fall decor. But coming back to the haul, I cannot wait to use these. So make sure you guys stick around and subscribe to see how I decorate with these around the house. I have a few different ideas. Another thing that I got from Ross is this huge pumpkin. Here it is in comparison to even just my head. She is massive. I love this pumpkin and I cannot believe that this is from Ross. This was just $24.99 and I think I did see a second one and I think I may have to go back and grab it. I want to actually decorate my master bedroom this year. I'm so excited to actually go in there and make it so cozy and festive too. But I figured a pumpkin like this will not only look so beautiful here in my downstairs, but also in our bedroom. So it's kind of got this mother of pearl seashell thing going on, and my home is very like California coastal. So I think this made a perfect addition for my fall decor this year. So much to go through, so I'm gonna try and make sure that I'm moving through things pretty quickly. But a few other things that I got from Ross, since I have them right here, is I got these pillar candles. I plan on putting these on my coffee table. I have some beautiful kind of brassy gold color candle holders. And not only are these like a really pretty gray color, they're actually locally made. So if this is your first time here, I'm in the Temecula Valley in Southern California. And if you look at the name of these candles, they're actually from the Temecula Candle Company. So I thought that was really, really cool. I love supporting local businesses. So I got the larger size and the smaller one. And the larger one was just $5.99 and the smaller one was $4.99. I did get a couple other candles from Ross as well, but this was within reach a little bit easier. So this is also from Ross. This was just $11.99. This reminds me a lot of the copper tin sign that they have in Hobby Lobby this year. If you guys have been watching fall decorating videos or fall hauls here on YouTube, you might know exactly the sign that I'm talking about. And this is a great dupe for that. I think this is still about, so Hobby Lobby's stuff goes 50% off, and I would say this price is probably even 50% off what they have at Hobby Lobby. So I thought this was a great little find. It's got the pumpkin patch, it says apples, hayrides, and fresh pie. And I just love like the color of the copper, and it brings a little bit of warmness into the space. I have a feeling I'm gonna realize that I bought a lot more than I thought I did. Looking around, this is a lot, but this is gonna be a decently sized haul. So I hope you guys got yourself something to drink, maybe made yourself a coffee and got comfortable, because we have so much to go through still. I haven't even gotten to the really, really good stuff yet. But still with Ross, my little haul, I got 2 more candles. Actually, this one is from Marshalls, so I'll do this one last. This is from Ross. It is Bourbon Pumpkin Sweet Spiced by Bloom and Prosper. And this was just $7.99, but I bought it because it's almost in like that mercury glass style. And I love how these glow when they are actually lit. They look so beautiful and just really, really cozies up a space. So I had to have this. And then I don't think I got a lot from Marshalls, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys this since it's right here and I'm showing you candles. This is in the scent Jack-o'-lantern. I wouldn't say it smells like a jack-o'-lantern, but it definitely smells like fall. Like if fall had a smell, this is it. It's so good, but I really loved it because of this lid. It says spooky. Get my camera to focus there. I just thought it was so darn cute for Halloween. And this was just $7.99. And I wanted to let you guys know I'm gonna be decorating for fall, and then I'm going to bring in some Halloween decorations around September-ish. And then I'll just take those away and then still have my fall decor until it's time to transition over to Christmas. So that's how I do it. Let me know down below how you guys do it. Do you decorate for Halloween? Do you decorate for fall at all? Or do you just enjoy watching these videos and see what everybody else does? There is no wrong answer, but I love hearing from you guys, so let me know down below in the comments. All right, I think this might be my last thing from Ross, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the next store. But if I find something else, I'll definitely let you guys know. So I have this beautiful wooden Happy Halloween sign, very neutral, just natural wood tones with the black bats. And this was just $8.99. I could not even believe it, you guys. I threw this in my cart so fast. I thought it was just so pretty. And I like to go more like vintagey Halloween than like kind of cheesy. I like it to be like vintagey and spooky. I'm going to actually suspend witch hats from the ceiling here in my main area, my family room. I did that last year and I loved it. And then I usually set up my 6-foot skeleton here in this chair. So this will be a nice little addition to maybe put up on my mantle. We'll have to see, but either way, $9 for this, that is a great deal. I have a couple dollar spot items right here, so let's keep it super affordable here at the beginning. Not that anything here isn't affordable, but let's be honest, the Target dollar spot is hard to beat when you go to like Home Goods or Hobby Lobby, anything like that. I picked up these 2 beautiful terracotta pumpkins. These were just $3 a piece, and they're just like a clay terracotta color. And these do look like they will be very breakable, so just a heads up. If you have little ones, definitely put these up high, but I just thought these were so pretty, and I loved how the orange was muted on these. And I'm not entirely sure how I want to use these yet, but the size of them, I feel like I could easily use in the kitchen or maybe on like a tiered tray, something like that. I thought these were so great for that purpose. The one other thing that I got from the dollar spot is just this little pack of pumpkins. I feel like these are so great. They're actually labeled as vase filler, but I feel like you can do so many other things with these. You can layer pumpkins. I love to scatter things like in my shelving for decor, or put it in a really cute basket or in a bowl. There's just so many different ways that you can use these. Again, I loved the muted orange on these. And for just $3, I felt like I better grab them because the dollar spot stuff does sell out really, really quickly. And for $3, I didn't feel as guilty just throwing it in the cart, not having a full idea of what to use them for. I know I will find a way to use these. Let's go ahead and move to Home Goods. I feel like I get the most excited about home decor from Home Goods. So I have a lot of stuff from there and a lot of stuff from Hobby Lobby. So let's jump right into that. So that's TJ Maxx. I will wait to do that one. So these pillows I'm about to show you guys, I had to have these. I saw them in the store, but they only had one. And I was like, well, what am I gonna do with one pillow? So I left it there and I couldn't stop thinking about this pillow. So I went on a hunt today for these down fall pillows here from Home Goods. And this was a little pricey. It's $29.99 for one pillow, but I feel like these are so timeless and classic that I will be able to use these for like many years, like over and over. And I thought this looked very high-end, like Pottery Barn. I feel like this is easily something that you would see in the store or in their catalog. But I loved the back. So they're actually two-sided. So the back is this really warm orange color with like beiges and yellows. And I wanna say I'm usually just a neutrals girl. This is probably my first year really committing to color, like mustards and rusty colors and like warm oranges like this. But I'm so happy that I'm coming around. I'm just loving the stitching on this. You can see how beautifully done. These are just so beautiful. So I actually ended up with two of these. I did have to go, let me pull it out here so you guys can see them together. I did have to go to 2 different Home Goods to find these, but I'm so happy I took the time to do that because I love these pillows so much that I figured, you know what, even if I had one, I would find a place for it, whether it was just like in this chair or on my bed or something. I had to have these. So since we are still on the pillow subject, I wanted to show you this one. This one I feel like you can use all year round, but it looked so pretty with my other fall pillows. I figured I could use this somewhere in the house or on the couch. And this one was just $24.99, again from Home Goods. I grabbed this here just so you can kind of get an idea of them together. This is really awkward trying to fit in the camera. But hopefully you guys can see, I feel like this one's a little bit more plain and complements this really well. So that's why I grabbed that one. I didn't find a second one, but I'm going to continue to look, and I have a feeling that I will be able to find a second one because this isn't just fall. Again, I feel like I can use this all year round. Still working on my home goods haul. I got this Nicole Miller blanket. I loved the color. Again, I feel like it brought in more of those like warm orange tones. And the knitting on this was just absolutely gorgeous. It just looks so cozy and it is so soft. And I believe this was $24.99. Yeah, it was $24.99. Again, I think just like a really good deal for this blanket. It is just like thick, the quality is there, and I just love the warmth that it brings into the room. And I feel like I'm gonna be able to use this pretty much like from August, September, all the way into November. Like this will carry you until Christmas, like 100%. So worth every penny. I'm so excited about this find right here, you guys. I have looked at the Pottery Barn website and just admired these plushy pumpkins on their website, and I found one in Home Goods today. It's actually by the brand Cupcakes and Cashmere. I know they are a very well-known brand for like fall and Christmas and stuff. Their stuff is so cute. And this was just $14.99. Look at the texture on this pumpkin. And there's the stem. It's got the gold glittery stem, which I just thought was so beautiful. And I thought how cute. I could just rest it even on a chair like that. In fact, let's leave it there for the rest of the haul. I just love that little plush pumpkin. And I know they come in different colors, so I'm not gonna intentionally look for it, but I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna buy it if I see it in the store. It's getting a little warm in this sweater, I'm not gonna lie. I am like sitting here cracking up because I'm covered. I still have more to show you guys, by the way, but I'm sitting here cracking up. If my husband was to come in through the door right now from work, he would be like, what is all this stuff? God bless him, he never says anything. He lets me do my thing, but this is a lot of stuff and I wouldn't blame him for being like, whoa. I do have to get my kids here pretty soon, so I'm gonna keep moving on this haul, but it is getting a little hot in this sweater. I'm trying to be festive here, but it's a little warm. Let's show you guys a couple of little things and then we're gonna hop over and show you the things that I got from Hobby Lobby. I have been on the hunt for an adorable ghost mug, and I found this when I was at my second Home Goods searching for that other pillow, and I just thought this was the cutest little ghost mug. I love Halloween. If you guys are new here, I'm all about horror movies and everything spooky. Little ghosties are my favorite, and inside is orange with this spider web pattern, and you guys, the price was even there. It was just $4.99, again from Home Goods. Like, you cannot beat that. I just thought he was so cute. The brand is even adorable. It's called Cobwebs and Cauldrons. I died. So cute. Speaking of cute, if you guys have littles, you are going to love this next thing that I got. Again from Home Goods. I have a niece, she's just 3 months old. My sister, it's her first, my little sister's first baby. Hi. I could not leave this at the store. It was just $7.99. I sent a picture to my sister and I didn't hear back from her, but I bought it anyways. But I know my sister will absolutely die and go to heaven if she sees this. Just how precious, like the little bat and the cauldron and the little ghosty. I absolutely fell in love with this and I was so happy. My boys are, oh my gosh, 8 and 10. It feels weird even saying that. I don't have a little one in the house anymore and I never had a little girl. I'm a boy mom. So this just like tugged at my heartstrings. And I just think it's like the cutest thing ever. And for $7.99, I could not. So if you have a little one, go grab this baby blanket. It is just so precious. Let's move on to Hobby Lobby. I got a ton of stuff from Hobby Lobby and that was actually my first stop today. I shopped till I dropped today. I think I went shopping for about 3 hours. I took my kids to school, I came home, I got ready, and I was out the door. I think Hobby Lobby opens at 9 a.m. and I think I was there by like 9:15. I'm not even kidding you. And I was there for at least an hour. So I did some damage. The first thing I'll show you guys are these cute little wreaths. Now, I think I shared these in my Instagram story. If you guys are not following me over on Instagram, you get 10 times more behind the scenes over there. So I will put my handle here on the screen So make sure you guys go give me a follow over there if you have an Instagram. Also keep in mind that everything fall from Hobby Lobby is on sale. It's at 50% off, so I didn't pay full price for any of this. So these are originally $12.99, and I have 4 here, but I previously had bought 4 other ones. So those are somewhere around here, I don't know. But I think I have 7 or 8 of these total. But I have an idea of what I want to do with these. So again, make sure you guys stay tuned for my fall decorates. I cannot wait to share with you guys. I think this is going to be my best year yet for decorating. Okay, these amber jars. I have been seeing so many people use these, and now I know why, because they are so affordable. Look how beautiful these are. This amber glass has been very popular, but very popular again this year. Now these are originally $19.99, but I got them half off. So I like to think of it as like buy one, get one. That's how I justify it. But I got 2 because I can think of so many ways that I can use these in my house, and I thought I definitely should grab 2 of these. And depending what I do, I may even need a 3rd. But I got 2 of these amber glass jugs because I feel like just you can do so many amazing things with these. And for the price, like, you really, really cannot beat that. I am so excited about this next pieces that I'm gonna show you. I think that these look so high-end and so expensive. Definitely Pottery Barn worthy. I'm gonna show you. Okay, that took some work getting them out of the paper, but I'm so thankful that they roughed them up all nice, because I would have been so sad if something happened to these. Now I wanna also say that I have not seen anyone share these yet, so I'm really excited to share these with you guys. If you guys have been watching fall decorates and hauls and stuff, let me know if you guys have seen these yet, because I had not even seen these at Hobby Lobby. But I feel like these are good for so much more than just fall. Yeah, I got these pheasants. They kind of look like turkeys. Maybe they are turkeys, but I think they're pheasants. But I got 2 of these guys. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus. Just the detail is so beautiful. This one's kind of like leaning down. And then I have the second one who's standing up. And I just thought these look just so rich looking. They're so beautiful. Now these were originally $21.99 a piece. Again, they were half off. So, I mean, I can just picture these guys maybe on like a stack of books, on shelving, part of a tablescape. I mean, I just think they're absolutely stunning. Maybe not be everyone's style, but I've been really swinging like traditional, modern traditional with like a touch of like vintage traditional. I don't know. I obviously, like, my style's all over the place, but I like to mix and match styles, kind of making my own thing. But I loved these guys, so wanted to share those. Might be a little funny to some people, but I just love them. I think they're stunning. All right, guys, we're getting there. Thank you so much if you're still here with me. Put a pumpkin emoji or like something fall or Halloween emoji down below in the comments so I know if you guys are still here or not. I know this is a long one, but I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. So continuing with Hobby Lobby, I got this little ladder. It says it's a fall wood mini ladder for decor. I've seen people put these on their kitchen counters with like kitchen towels hanging off of it and whatnot. I just thought this was so cute. They had them in black and this white color. I decided to go with the white, even though I did have the black in my cart at first, but I thought if I wanted to paint this, it's easier to paint over the white than the black. So I don't know if I'm keeping it white like this. It's a little rustic for my taste, to be honest, but I can easily put a spray can over it. Easy peasy, and it was only $7, so originally $14.99. So pretty cheap, so I went ahead and grabbed that to add some like fun decor to my kitchen. Here they are. I knew I got more, so ton more of these. I have a whole stack of these guys now, and I cannot wait to use those. I have 2 more bags of these pumpkins. Now, again, you can use these to put in like a bowl or like vase filler or something. I think that they would be really pretty kind of scattered on like a tablescape. But I do have like this really pretty gold coral looking bowl in my family room. I thought about maybe filling that with these again, or possibly using them in a tablescape. So that's kind of my idea. And again, these were just so affordable. They were just $6 each at Hobby Lobby. I figured it's better to grab them and have them. And then I could always return whatever I don't use here, but fall is going out quick, guys. I know it sounds funny, it's only August, but when I was at Hobby Lobby, Christmas, they had more Christmas than fall. So if you have not hit the stores for fall and Halloween yet, you need to get out there ASAP because you're about to miss the boat. It's already getting really picked over, so I'm happy that I went out and I grabbed some of this stuff today. Almost done with Hobby Lobby. The last thing I got are florals. Fall florals. If you don't want to buy anything else to decorate with, florals are the best way to fill your space and make them feel cozy and like fall in your home. So I have a ton of florals already from last year, but I wanted to add to those and also decorate other parts of my home. So I grabbed more of what I know that I had from last year. And these foliage leaves here, I love the color, I love the warmth, they look so real. So I got 3 more of those. And then turning this, these longer kind of cascading ones here, I also had from last year. I used them on my mantle. I love how they kind of waterfall off the ledge. So I'm gonna be using more of these. I want it to look like more full. So I got some more. And then I'm just gonna spin these because they're all tied up together. I got some of these guys. I do not know what these are called. If you know, please let me know. But I got like a creamy beige color in them and then like these warm kind of rusty orange ones, and I figured these would be great to add to like vases, or you can lay them out on your tablescape. You can use these for so many different things, and all of these were 50% off. So a lot of these I only paid like $2 or $3 for a stem. So I probably spent a good $50 just in florals, but I mean, the statement these are gonna make are gonna look so high-end and so expensive. All right, should we do the last store? The last store is TJ Maxx, and I didn't get a whole lot from there. To be honest, I kind of only really ran in there because it was right next door to where I was, and it made sense just to at least go in there. And I'm glad that I did, because I did find a few things. I got these vintagey Halloween books, and they do open up with storage inside, but I don't really care about the storage inside. I just really love the look of these. Again, a very subtle pop of color. Let me turn around where it doesn't have the tag, but these were $9.99 each. But I just thought, again, how traditional vintage Halloween is this? I thought it was so beautiful. And then this one says, reveal your future, fortune be told. And this was also $9.99, but here's the cover. I don't know if you all decorate for Halloween or not, but like I said, I'm a big spooky fan, and I have kids in my house and they love when I take out my Halloween decorations, like love. But look how cute. You could put a pumpkin on top, or like I have some little skeleton guys I can put on there. You can put a little ghost candle, a little ghost on the top. There's so many things you can do with these. And I mean, for $9.99, I feel like these are so gorgeous. The last couple things that I got from TJ Maxx, I was thinking my downstairs bathroom. I just redid, like did a complete makeover in my downstairs bathroom. Go back and watch that if you guys haven't already. But I never really decorated in there because it was just kind of blah. And now that it's beautiful and I love this space, it makes me actually look forward to decorating in there. So I got this beautiful soap pump. Again, super traditional and vintagey. I think you guys can catch my vibe here. But let's see if I can get it. There we go. Look how gorgeous. It actually reminds me a lot of a decanter, like an old like whiskey or bourbon decanter. And it has like the touch of gold on it. And this was just $5.99. So how easy is it to swap out a soap pump in your bathroom? I picked up these little Halloween towels. I thought they were so cute with the little ghosts, and they say spooky on it. Again, I feel like I can put this maybe in the downstairs bathroom. It was a pack of 2. They were just $6.99. It's kind of got like this plain one on the back. which is fine, but I really, really liked these little ghosts. So I'm trying to think like this on the counter with this, with like a Halloween candle. I shared a fall Bath & Body Works candle haul a couple of videos ago. So I think those would go really nice in there. Or again, I have this little Halloween candle. A lot of this stuff I can like mix and match together. So I cannot wait to get my stuff because I have so much stuff, you guys. I have not even pulled out my fall stuff, but I did go back and pull one of my videos from last year to kind of refresh my memory about what I do have. So I'll be getting rid of a lot of stuff, rolling in some of this new stuff, and only keeping the stuff that brings me joy, that I love. So stay tuned for that. Please let me know what your favorite item or items were from this haul today, and just thank you so much for hanging out. I know that this was a lot, but I hope that this video inspired you, brought you all the warm and cozy fall feels, so that way I can send fall vibes from my home to yours. Everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today was highly requested by so many of you, a little bit different than my normal videos here, but I love embracing the seasons. So welcome to fall 2022 here on my channel. If you guys are new here, I'm Katie, and this is my channel, typically Katie. I usually do cleaning motivation, decluttering, organizing, home decor, home makeovers. This is my dog Ruger. You will see him pitter-pattering around in the background, but today we're gonna do some fall decorating. Some very, very light cleaning, wiping surfaces down, switching out pillows, putting out cozy blankets, lighting candles, and of course, I have my pumpkin spice coffee right here. The house is nice and cool, and I'm ready to decorate. I'm feeling so inspired this year. So let me know down below if you guys have decorated yet, or if you guys are here for motivation and inspiration. I cannot wait to get my hands on this family room. That is what we are going to be focusing on in today's video. I figured we would take this one room at a time, so there'll be a few more videos for decorating for fall even after this one. So we'll do the family room, my fireplace mantle, my built-ins with shelves today, and then in an upcoming video we will do a fall tablescape and place settings here in the dining area and on my sideboard area. And then we'll also be doing kitchen decorating, bathroom, and then eventually even my bedroom. I'll be decorating that for the first time ever. I've never decorated my bedroom for fall before, so I'm really excited. I am also just coming back from being sick, so my voice is a little off, but let's go ahead and dive on into the cleaning. I'll do very minimal voiceover, play some really nice, relaxing, inspiring music for you all. So go ahead and grab yourself a pumpkin spice latte or a nice hot coffee or tea, and let's dive right in. Before I decorate, I love to set the tone and set the mood and just get all the inspiration vibes. So I love to put on a screensaver on my TV here. I love Autumn Cozy here on YouTube. I will have it linked down below. They have so many really warm, cozy screensavers that you can throw up on your TV. And this one had rain sounds and the crackling of a fireplace, and it just looked and felt like fall. So I'm going to put that up on my TV just as step one before I dive right in to decorate. And this mantle is definitely the spot that I love to pick first to decorate because it is the main focal point in the room. So I'm just going to use my Acorn Spice Mrs. Meyer's multi-surface spray and dust off this area before we get to decorating.
Here on the mantle, we are just keeping it very, very simple, and I'm just using some of the fall foliage that I got from Hobby Lobby last year and filling in my fireplace mantle. Instead of a garland, I love using this foliage because I love how it cascades off the edge of the fireplace and it looks very, very natural. I actually loved this so much, I picked up more this year and I did a full haul on my 2022 fall decor. I will have that link down below. But I'm just going in with this foliage and some of these white pumpkins, also from Hobby Lobby last year, and just doing a really simple mantle. Here in front of the fireplace, I'm just going to use these ceramic stacked pumpkins that I've had for a few years now. I love these in this space and I usually love to elevate them with a galvanized bucket, or in this case, I'm actually using this basket that I already had and this beautiful antelope skin looking blanket that I got from, I think this is also from Home Goods, but I've had this since last fall. And it's got a Sherpa material on it and is very warm and cozy, and I utilize this all year round and I feel like it's even beautiful for Christmas time. So I also wanted to mention that everything that I'm doing in today's video is just a first pass. I'm not sure everything is going to stay exactly where it is, but as I decorate, I do have to live with things for a couple days and then I kind of move it around as I feel it needs to be. So make sure you guys stay tuned for part 2 and part 3 because I will be bringing in more items to fill in the gaps and also moving things around until it feels right. The next area here in the family room that I wanted to decorate was my coffee table, and I just pulled a few of the items out that I thought that I might want to use. So I'm not necessarily using everything that I laid out here, but it's nice to have options to grab and swap things out and just kind of look at it and see what makes sense, and then I can take the other decor away and use that in another space. But of course, before we put things down on this coffee table, I want to wipe it down, get all the dust, and just start with a clean slate. And then we'll go ahead and start to decorate this coffee table. I love how it came out. I'm actually looking at it right now, and I think I'm gonna end up leaving it as is. But of course, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Anytime I put out a new candle, I like to light it because I love when it gets that used drippy look on it. So I'm going to light these candles since I'm in here and I'm able to supervise them. And I just love how they come out. Again, just so drippy and natural and organic. It came out so nice. The only other thing I did to the table, which you guys will see when I give an overview of all my decor at the end of the video, is I ended up taking the marble coasters that were just sitting on the table and putting them onto that rope tray and elevating that little bud vase that I put on there, and then adding my woven tissue box as well. And I think it came out just so beautiful. These pillows are from HomeGoods and I absolutely fell in love with them and had to have them. The other two I'm decorating with I've actually had for quite some time. This kind of like rusty colored pillow, I think that was a 2-pack from TJ Maxx last year. And then the cream color throw pillow with the leather on it. Those are actually just pillow covers from Amazon that I've had for a couple years as well. And so I'm just working in these new pillows with the ones that I had already and just mixing everything together. And I thought that they complemented each other very well. Now this bench here, I already know that I'm going to be changing. I'm going to be bringing in a pop of color over here. I already bought a pillow, so I will be showing you guys updates in upcoming videos, but I felt like this needed the pop of like the rusty color or warm oranges or mustards over here to kind of even out the room. So I do end up doing that, just not in today's video because I didn't have what I needed. But you guys kind of get the gist here. I wanted to layer some pillows, and these plushy pumpkins are very in this year, and I was able to score this one from HomeGoods. So I thought it just looked so cute on that little bench. And this is my beautiful muted orange throw blanket by Nicole Miller, and this was actually from TJ Maxx. I got it this year, and I'm just going to drape it over the chase lounge area of my sofa because I felt like it needed the warm pop of color on this end.
Drifting into space, keep driving on the freeway. Baby, let me know what you were thinking. Baby, let me know what you were thinking. Overthinking out there in the clouds, drifting on and on and there for hours.
I have these blue pumpkins from last year, but this is not the color that I'm using this year. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that pottery effect where you use baking soda and paint. And I think I'm going to paint this. Unfortunately, I won't have time to do it today. So I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put this up, make sure I like it in the space. And then by the next video, maybe I'll put that in that video. We could do that together and I can paint this and show you guys the technique. But again, just for today's sake, let's go ahead and put it in the space, make sure that we like it, and then I will come back and actually paint it a really beautiful neutral like putty color. So obviously, other than the color blue, I am liking the size. I'm liking how it's kind of like a whimsy, fun shape. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave that pumpkin there for now. And like I said, we will go back and paint it, and that way everything will be nice and neutral and cohesive, and just make all this look really, really nice. And I do have 2 of those, so I'll be able to mimic. It'll be the same but different on this other side.
As I'm decorating this other side of my built-ins, I wanted to quickly introduce myself for those of you that are new or came over from Carla's channel. Welcome. I'm so happy you guys are here. I am a Southern California boy mama. I have 2 boys. I have an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, and they're actually in school while I'm doing this voiceover. But Carla is also in California, but she is in Northern California and I'm in Southern California. So we're about 9 hours apart, or I would probably be hanging out with her every single day. But I have a cleaning motivation and decluttering, organizing, decorating, room makeovers. I'm actually in the middle of going through my whole house and doing extreme makeovers. So if that sounds like something that you guys enjoy, I would love to invite you to subscribe. A couple fun things about me: I do love to decorate and cook, but I'm also a horse mama. I'm a cowgirl at heart, and it is one of my passions in life. So I do have a horse named Tex, and we have a dog named Ruger, which you will see Ruger a lot in my videos. He is a fan favorite. I am married to my husband. We've been married for over 12 years, and we have been in this home for about 4.5, and it looks nothing like it did when we bought it. So we've been having a really fun time completely redoing this whole house, from flooring to kitchens to backyards to putting in a pool. We've just done so much in this home. So I invite you guys to hang out and come on this journey with me. And again, thank you so much for being here with me today. As I'm decorating these shelves, I'm kind of taking a mental note of what I want to add. I think I'm gonna head to Michael's or Hobby Lobby later this week and pick up a bag of warm toned orange pumpkins and put them in those baskets that you see in the top corners on the very top shelf. I thought that would bring a pop of color to that shelf and kind of balance it out. And I think just seeing a crate of pumpkins up there would be really, really festive and fun. So I do plan on adding those to the shelves. For this little side table, I'm just going to swap out these really beautiful spring looking flower buds for this more warm tone foliage, and I'm just keeping it really simple. And then we're just going to swap out this metal chain link decor for a candle. But I also ended up adding the wooden pumpkin that you're gonna see here, and adding this on my shelves because I had 2 of them. So again, I will be doing a fall home tour when I'm done actually fall decorating and everything kind of lands where I love it. So again, this is just a start, and I can't wait to show you guys how everything comes out here in just a couple of weeks. please let me know what you guys think of this part 1 clean and decorate with me for fall 2022. I think we are off to an amazing start. Obviously, there's things that I want to add to this room and balance it out a little bit more. My creative juices are flowing and I'm just so excited to be able to share this process with you all. But for now, I'm just so pleased with how all this came out, and I'm really excited to move into my kitchen and my dining room. We're even going to decorate my bedroom and our guest bathroom and just bring fall all throughout our home this season. Friends, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today will be a fall clean and decorate with me part 2, and thank you so much for all of the love on my part 1. This is just a quick overview, is showing you guys in case you didn't see part 1. I will have that link below. Make sure you go back and check it out. It is a very calming, cozy decorating style video, and I go into full detail decorating my family room. But today's video, we are going to be moving into my kitchen area, and I am so excited to share the outcome with you all. I just love how it came out. My whole family is really enjoying it, and I am just so pleased. So if you guys are here for fall clean and decorate motivation for fall 2022, I have got you guys covered. Grab yourself a hot cup of coffee or tea, and let's dive right in. Before I bring in my fall decor, I'm going to clear out this kitchen. I need to clear the clutter off of the countertops, wipe everything down, and just leave myself with a clean slate. I do not like to bring out my fall and Christmas decorations when I have a mess in my home or a lot of clutter. So it always helps me to start with a clean slate. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just going to clear off all the counters here in the kitchen and wipe everything down. So that way it just gives me a clear mind and I'm able to get more of a vision when I decorate. So I'm going to start from scratch and just clear everything out of the kitchen. I have been staying on top of dishes, so I didn't have a whole lot, so I was just going to put the dishes that I had in the sink and then throw them into the dishwasher, and I will actually be running a load in today's video. But of course, before I run it, I want to make sure I have my family do a little sweep of the house and grab any cups or dishes that could be maybe in the family room or upstairs before I run the dishwasher. And then I'm just going to have my son take his stuff that was here on the counter and put it where it belongs. And then the rest of the stuff I'm just going to stage on my dining room table until I'm ready for it. Have you all busted out your fall and Halloween mugs yet? I was so anxious to get mine pulled out. My fall and Halloween and Christmas mugs are my absolute favorite mugs here all year round. And the one that I showed you guys is from a sweet little small shop. You can find her on Instagram, and her handle is Mug and Minnie, and she has the cutest designs. On my countertops today, I'm just using Acorn Spice by Mrs. Meyer's multi-surface spray. I'm giving everything a good spray, and then I'm just going to wet my microfiber cloth and just give everything a really good wipe down, and even the backsplash. Again, so I'm starting with a really clean slate and that way I can really focus on what I want to do in here, because I wasn't entirely sure. I have quite a bit of fall decor and I knew that I wasn't going to use all of it, so I was trying to be very, very mindful about what I brought in and kind of push myself a little out of my comfort zone. Now that the kitchen is cleared out and clean, we can start to get festive and bust out all of my fall decor. This is a print that I just printed off from Etsy. I bought it from a small shop called North Prints. Again, you can just search them right on Etsy, and a lot of these prints are just a few dollars, and then you can print them right from home. I actually used to print these at Walgreens and go pick them up for just a couple of dollars, but my friend Hope, her channel here on YouTube is At Home with Hope. I saw in one of her videos that she just printed it on regular paper, and she even Mod Podged hers, but I didn't even go the extra step. I actually really enjoy the matte finish on this, just printing it on regular printer paper, and I put it right into a frame that I already had. So I was able to achieve this beautiful fall look and frame a beautiful picture for here in my kitchen for just a few dollars. Starting to the right of my stovetop, I am just going to put out a few pieces of decor, but I just wanted to let you know that whatever I put out today, you're going to see me move it around until it falls where I like it, or I might leave it for a couple days and come back to it and move things around again. So what you guys see me do in today's video isn't necessarily how my kitchen is going to stay. So make sure you guys stick around and subscribe, because I will be doing a final home tour when I wrap up all of my fall decorating and feel good about where everything has landed. But starting here on this counter, I put up this wooden sign with a 3M strip just on my backsplash, and it says "Meet me at the pumpkin patch." And then I'm taking these pumpkin pie bites that I picked up from Target with some of these tribal style pumpkins that I've had for a few years. I think these were also from Target, and I'm just going to put them here on my countertop and kind of make a little bakery area. Again, you won't see the final result here in today's video, so make sure you guys stay tuned to see how this comes out. I love how this whole kitchen came together. In this other corner to the left of my stove, kind of by my kitchen sink, I'm going to do a little vignette over here. This used to have my KitchenAid mixer, but I got really over having that on display in this portion of the kitchen, so we're going to mix it up a little bit. And again, I just love how it all came together. This little bushel basket was from Michael's a few years ago. Same thing with the faux fruit that's in it. It's just a few faux apples and faux pomegranates, and I just thought that it brought in the apple picking season and all those fun festivities that come along with fall, and I decided to just lay the baskets on its side and just spill a few of these pomegranates out of it. The fall florals here you see to the right of this, those are from, I believe they're Threshold brand from Target, and I actually picked those up last year. I did a huge fall haul for my fall shopping for 2022. I got so many great goodies this year, and that includes this beautiful brass pumpkin that I picked up from Ross. I believe it was just $12.99. I got a couple of them. The other one is in my family room. And then this beautiful mercury glass candle was also from Ross, and I think that was just $7.99. And I just love how these mercury glass candles glow, especially in the evening. For my Christmas decorate last year, I hung some beautiful Christmassy wreaths off the backs of my bar stools, and I thought it would be really fun to also do that for the fall season. So I picked up these mini wreaths from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to tie them with some jute string that I already had to the backs of my bar stools, and I just think they add a special little touch and a special little something to this kitchen island area, and it's a really cheap way to bring in just some fall cozies and fall florals into any space. And again, these were very reasonably priced from Hobby Lobby. I think they were originally $12.99 and I got them for 50% off. I have this counter space to the left of my kitchen sink, and that's where I have been keeping my espresso machine. I just didn't like how this was over in my coffee bar on the other side of my fridge, which I am thinking about doing a fall coffee bar. So let me know down below in the comments if that is something that you guys want me to film and share, and I can make sure I get that planned out and scheduled for you all. But right now, I'm really liking this espresso machine on this bigger area. My husband actually uses this more than I do, and I actually think it's really beautiful, so I don't like it to just be shoved in the corner. But it had a lot of coffee spilt on it and just like fingerprints and stuff on there. So I wanted to wipe everything down with my spray and then decorate this area just very simple, but also flow with the rest of the kitchen. I put a garland over my kitchen sink for my Christmas decor last year, so I'm trying to take a lot of the decor that I just loved from Christmas and recreate it for fall. And I already own this fall garland. I actually think this is from Michael's a couple years ago, but it's been in my storage bins and I just haven't been going with bold colors for the last few years. So I was really excited to bring this out. I would actually love to add some fairy lights to it. Again, that's what I do for Christmas, and it's on a timer, and it just makes the whole downstairs feel so cozy with the glow of the fairy lights at night. So we'll have to see if I get around to adding those up there, but I have so many remote battery powered candles around my house. I'm gonna be doing a really cozy master bedroom clean and decorate and just bring all the cozy feels into my space, my bedroom, so that way I can watch spooky movies and my fall Hallmark movies. It's the best. But continuing over here with the kitchen area, we got that garland up, and now I'm just setting up my wooden pedestal and putting my Mrs. Meyer's fall scents on display with this cute little pumpkin. I shared this kitchen towel ladder in my fall haul that I will actually link that down below for you guys. You guys don't want to miss that one. I go into really great detail where I got everything and prices and kept everything super affordable and realistic. But I decided to add this little ladder over here by this pumpkin and put a nice, really warm colored kitchen towel on it. And I actually think I'm going to be swapping out this towel, but I didn't have any fall kitchen towels, so this just did for now for the sake of getting my kitchen nice and decorated. But I do plan on decorating the guest bathroom down here, and I got some really cute stuff. So this towel was actually intended for that space, but for now I think it works really well in here. That is going to do it for today's video. Comment below and let me know how you guys liked this one. I am just so excited with my fall decor this year, and I'm so happy that I pushed myself out of my comfort zone and brought in all of these really warm traditional colors of fall. My family is really enjoying it. My husband really loves it. He complimented me, and thank you again for all the love on part 1. I will have my fall haul, my fall decorate part 1 linked down below in the comments. And if you guys enjoyed this, could you do me a favor and hit that like button? It helps out my channel a ton. And if you have not subscribed yet, I would love to invite you to hit that subscribe button today. And other than that, friends, I'll see you. Hello spooky friends, and welcome back to a brand new video. You can probably tell I am way overly excited for today's video because Halloween time, of course next to Christmas, is my favorite time on YouTube, and I'm so excited to bring you guys into my home and just spookify my house. I am already decorated for fall, so we're just going to be mixing things up and just very simply integrating Halloween. I'm definitely going for more of a sophisticated, spooky Halloween this year, and I just love how it all comes out. So I'm so excited to share this video. But the other thing I'm just so excited about is that today's video is actually going to be a spooky playlist with some of my closest girlfriends here on YouTube, and we will be actually coming together. So after this video, it'll go to one of their videos and so on and so forth. It'll be about 4 or 5 videos in today's playlist, and we're all going to be doing something Halloween inspired. So it's either going to be cleaning and decorating, or just decorating, or doing some Halloween inspired spooky recipes, We're each going to be telling a spooky story. I cannot wait to share mine with you all, but I hope that kind of gives you an idea of what to expect in today's video. I have been waiting to share this with you all. I'm just so happy that the day is finally here. So go ahead and grab yourself a cup of coffee or maybe a cup of apple cider, and let's dive right in. So far, you guys have seen me start to pull out a couple of the main items that I want to start decorating with. I love doing that. That way I just don't get too overwhelmed with pulling every single thing out. I can just pull out a few items at a time when I section out my house. So we're going to start here in my little entryway, and we did some very light straightening up in the family room because this is the area we're going to be focusing on in today's video. Is my entryway in the main family room, and then we will be doing a little bit on the sideboard in my dining room, but there will definitely be a second video coming to finish the dining room and do my kitchen and some other areas of my home. But I just wiped down this mirror and I'm moving in with some of this creepy cloth. I wanted to just very organically drape it over the mirror, and I love to make this space almost like a witch that can easily grab her things going out the door or hang her items up when she's coming home. So I have these little witch brooms, this Halloween colored scarf, and then I'm going to be putting out my fall hats that I actually wear. And these are all just like simple items out of my closet or that I picked up from Target. And these little witch brooms I've had for years, and they are from the Target dollar spot. So I just want everything to look very real, as if, you know, this was a witch's entryway. I know you're probably seeing everyone do these bats. They're one of my favorite touches of Halloween I do in my home. I've actually been doing these the last few years, so I had some left over from last year, and then I also purchased a new pack because even though you can reuse the bats, the sticky part to actually put these on the wall can only be used once, and I knew that I wanted to put these bats over my fireplace area because I feel like that is such a main focal point in the room. And then I'm thinking about also putting them in my kitchen, maybe in my dining room area. So I just wanted to get some extra to have on hand because I feel like, you know, you can really not have enough bats. They just make such a big impact in your home, especially if you want to decorate and keep it very subtle and simple. Just putting a few bats on your walls like this with some pumpkins can go a really long way and make a huge statement. So a lot of this video is going to be pretty much self-explanatory. I'm moving around decorating. You're going to see me put things up, see if I like it, swap it out, move it around, which I've already moved things around since filming this video. So you want to make sure you stick around until my home tour. That's where everything will kind of land where it's going to stay for the season. So just because you're seeing me put it in this spot in this video does not mean that it stays there. Even just looking here at this shot, this looks different than it does right here. So definitely stick around for upcoming videos to see where everything lands. But we're just going to be moving our way around the downstairs and doing decorating, and just kind of be patient with me. I feel like this is definitely a process and I have to kind of live with things for a minute to see how I like it because change is really hard for me. So I don't necessarily know if I love it or hate it without actually having to stare at it for a little bit. But I wanted to bring up the spooky story that I'm going to be telling in today's video. Now, just a heads up, none of this is like going to give you nightmares or like overly scary or anything like that. I decided to actually go with a semi-local spooky story. So if you guys are new here, I'm Katie. I do a lot of lifestyle and homemaking content here on my channel, but I love Halloween and obsessed with Christmas. So I decided why not go ahead and make this Halloween season a little bit more fun and bring in a little bit more me into my channel. And by that is what I mean, I decided to look up local stories to my surrounding areas. So I'm in Southern California in the Temecula Valley, which is in Riverside County near San Diego. But the spooky story I found today is actually based out of San Bernardino County. I know I have a lot of local viewers on here, so shout out to you, but most specifically the Calico Ghost Town. We'll have the actual article linked down below in the description box. I want to make sure I give due credit to the author that wrote this article, but I did find it on the Legends of America website, so I will have that link down below because it will go into much greater detail. It also has photos. I also wanted to add that I actually was in Calico camping here. I will flash some photos on the screen because I think it's really cool to kind of place somebody in the area that they're talking about. I find that very fascinating. But if you guys are unfamiliar with Calico, it's a small mining town and they would mine mostly silver, and it all began back in 1875. So they first found silver on a slope in the Calico Mountains, but it wasn't until about 5 years later did additional discoveries come through. And then that all kind of spiraled into a small rush, and then people started building their own claims in that area. Fast forward to about 1881, and they had one of the richest mines in the area called Silver King. And less than a year later, the settlement supported several businesses on a commercial street flanked by tents, adobe buildings, and a narrow mesa. And that kind of started to slowly build up the town. So Calico actually appeared in 1882 in like a weekly newspaper, and that's where the word got out. And by spring 1883, there was a lot of people starting to come into the area. Business started booming. They actually discovered borax in this area, which is a fun fact. I know a lot of you use borax to clean, which I thought was really fascinating. But later that same year in 1883, there was a huge fire that swept through and destroyed a lot of the camp. And it wasn't until about 1884 did they kind of start regaining population. And I believe they built up their population to about 2,500 people. And they started building saloons and kind of more like dive bars. And then a little bit later, they established a church, a public school, a dance school, and just started to build society. By the late 1800s, Calico was bustling with prospectors searching for fortune, and the Calico mining district became one of the richest in the state of California. So during its heyday, they would produce approximately 86 million in silver and approximately 45 million in borax. Due to silver and borax dropping in value, unfortunately, Calico did become a ghost town. But in 1950, there was a man called Walter Knott, and if you guys are familiar with Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park, California, it is actually the same owner. He actually discovered Calico as a boy and spent a lot of time there, and his uncle even lived there, so it kind of had a special place in his heart. And so he actually came in and started to rebuild attractions and make it more of a destination. But to mention the ghosts of Calico, as you can see, there's a lot of rich history there. One of the most often cited spirits goes by the name of Lucy Bell King Lane, and she's a woman who spent nearly 70 years of her life in Calico. So when Lucy was just 10 years old, she moved there with her parents. She had 2 brothers and a sister, and they overlooked the town of Calico. So to get to school, she would have to slide down a steep slope in the morning and make a long hike up the hill after school. At the age of 18, Lucy actually met and married her husband, John, and they continued to open up some general stores and would provide the majority of the provisions there in Calico. But in 1934, her husband John actually died, and Lucy actually lived to be the age of 93. She died in 1967. But even though she died decades ago, there's still a rumor that she's very fond of her old town, and she could still be sighted around the Calico ghost town. People claim that she can be seen walking between their old store and their home where she lived until she actually died. And they describe her to be wearing a long black dress, most likely the lace one that she was buried in. And her favorite rocking chair has also been said to rock all on its own. They also say that the pictures that are on the wall are taken off in the middle of the night and found the next morning on a neat little pile on the floor. So I thought that was really creepy. But at the Lane's Old General Store, clerks have heard unexplainable noises. They catch movement out of the corner of their eyes. So they usually just assume that's Lucy. But there is another spirit that they say haunts more of like the schoolhouse area, and that sits atop of the hill in Calico. And people have reported seeing a little girl, maybe about 11 or 12 years old, smiling through the window and even leans out and waves at passerbys. Now, to hear this part of the story gave me full-on chills, because I will put the picture here on the screen. I've actually been to that schoolhouse and walked all around Calico Ghost Town because it is a very big tourist destination. They have all kinds of stores and shows, a little railroad, hours and hours of entertainment. But when I heard that part of the story, it just like totally gave me chills. But not only that, there has also been reports of small children that are known to grab people's legs or pinch their ankles, and some visitors have also reported seeing a floating red light inside the school. Now, there are so many different stories of haunts in the Calico Ghost Town, but I thought I would go ahead and just share one more little quick one because I thought it was kind of sweet. And I don't know about you, but anytime I watch something scary or spooky, I love to follow it up with something funny or lighthearted. So I thought that this little section of haunts about the town would be so perfect to do that here in my video. So there is another very famous resident, and that is Dorsey. She was actually a mail carrying dog. She was actually found in 1883 by Jim Stacy, and she just approached him and she was hungry. I think maybe she was lost and she was just laying on his porch. Jim Stacy quickly adopted him and named him Dorsey, and they became best friends. But before he was actually a postmaster, Jim was actually interested in a mine nearby. So on occasion, Jim would need to get an urgent message to people up at the mine. So he would tie a note to Dorsey's neck and would send him up to the mines. And then Dorsey would actually return with a reply. So he was kind of going back and forth delivering messages. And soon he had an idea to actually make Dorsey the dog a regular mail carrier. So that's how Dorsey actually became a mail carrier for the US mail. So I thought that was really, really cool. But there are occasions that people still claim that they see Dorsey as a shadow-like apparition at the cemetery or near the print shop, which is actually located right next to the post office. So I thought that was a really, really sweet story to kind of wrap up these haunts here at the Calico Ghost Town here in California. And I hope you guys enjoyed those little simple stories. I also hope this reminds you to explore your own backyard. Calico is about an hour and a half from me, and it's in the middle of the desert. It's literally in the middle of nowhere. So we do a lot of off-road camping out there with like our dirt bikes and razors and side-by-sides. It is absolutely beautiful, but can get very, very hot. So we usually camp out there around October, November, which I love because there's so much rich history. And we usually take a full day to take a break from riding motorcycles and stuff like that to go explore the ghost town. So I hope you guys just remember to maybe explore your own backyards. There's so much rich history around us. And I mean, who knows how much of these, you know, ghost stories are true. But I think it's just still really fun and entertaining. And I really loved reading about this neat mining town. But if you guys have any neat historical places around you, I would love for you to let me know down in the comments. I love history. I love spooky. I love geeking out to all of that stuff, architecture, and just like how life got where it was today. I know life used to be so hard, and those people paved a way for it to be easier for us today. But let me know what you guys thought of those spooky stories. Like I said, they're not over the top scary, but enough to kind of maybe give you chills. And it was so fun being able to share those with you guys. We have been decorating away here in the family room, and as you can see, I'm kind of taking things away that I used to decorate for fall, but still leaving some and just adding these cute little Halloween touches. I do have 2 boys, Rylan and Colton. They are in elementary school, so I do love to, you know, still keep it fun and lighthearted and nothing too spooky and over the top. And I just wanted them to make these core memories and remembering how I used to deck out the house for fall and Halloween and for Christmas. And I definitely have fond memories of my mom doing it. Maybe that's where I got it from. But we worked on the entryway, my bench in the front window with my skeleton, and then the shelving. We hung up the witch hats, we did the mantle, we added some pillows to the couch, and now we're just doing a Halloween inspired coffee table. Now that I decorated this and watching it back, I feel like it almost looks like a witch's maybe like work desk where she's got some of her apothecary and her skulls, or maybe she can work on some of her spells. Now I do have a full decor haul on my channel. I will link it down below if you are interested in seeing where I got a lot of this stuff. But I know some of this stuff I picked up after that haul, and the Sanderson Sister notebook and the Black Flame candle I actually picked up from my local Spirit Halloween store. Now I can't say that they'll have any left because I feel like that store, if you don't get in there early, everything is gone. But in case you guys were curious, that's where I got the Sanderson Sister notebook and also the Black Flame candle. Actually, the Hocus Pocus movie came out yesterday when you guys are watching this, but doing my voiceover, it comes out tomorrow. We're going to make a whole thing of it. So let me know if you guys have watched it yet down below. If you guys are Hocus Pocus fans, I cannot wait to watch it, and I'll have to touch base with you guys in one of my upcoming videos. And I'm really, really hoping that they did not butcher this remake. I just love how the family room came together, but now it's time to move in to, this is my dining room area, but we're not actually doing like my dining room table or anything. This is the sideboard, which we're gonna come in here and put some light touches of Halloween. We're not doing a whole lot. I feel like a little bit goes a long way right here because it's so easy to make your house look and feel cluttered when you bring in holiday decor like this. So I'm definitely into the creepy cloth. So I love draping these over my lamps. It just gives them more of like a haunted house feel. And then like you guys saw on the last shade, I added some spiders, but these I'm just leaving because you won't see the spiders because these ones are black. But we're going to do a couple very, very, very easy DIYs here. And a lot of this stuff I already had, so I'm hoping you guys have some of this stuff on hand too. But I got a new cauldron from Target. I think actually technically it's a punch bowl because it came with a ladle, but I feel like you could fill it with Halloween candy, or you can do a nice little Halloween DIY like I'm gonna do here. Now I'm actually just going to take my diffuser and place it inside. Now, I also wanted to mention, I know you can drill a hole in the back to run the cord through, but I didn't want to be committed to this cauldron only being like this. I wanted to be able to maybe use it for punch in the future or for candy or for other things, so I didn't want a hole in it. So I just disguised the wire, and honestly you can't even see it. But we're going to put some pumpkin pie essential oil in this diffuser and then just place it into the cauldron, and this is going to cause like a steam effect. And then we're going to let that diffuser start diffusing, and we're going to add a little skeleton that I also picked up from Target. And then I already had some of the spiderweb cotton on hand, and we're just going to make this skeleton look like he's taking a little steam bath. The spooky trees you see right here, those are also from the, I always say Target Dollar Spot, but I think it's the Bullseye Playground. But I got those this year from there. I love them. I feel like I need 10 more so I can just put them all over my house. But I just added those to the sideboard along with this pottery vase that I already had, and I added some fall foliage. And then this is another really simple, close to nothing DIY. I just went on Etsy, and I will have this link down below, and purchased a vintage Halloween collection gallery. And then I have 2 of these frames here that I never put anything in. And so for less than $5, I was able to purchase these vintage prints of witches. And since I already owned these frames, I just added the pictures, and it was a really, really cheap DIY because I didn't print it from a store or anything like that. I just printed it on regular computer paper on my printer at home and just cut them out and put them in the frames, and it just added that special little touch. Let's mix up some trick or treats together. I'm going to be sharing a couple super simple Halloween treats, and then also a couple Halloween cocktails that will be at the very end of this video. But these are what I love to call my ghosty Madelines. All I did was pick up some Madeline cookies that were pre-made from my local grocery store, and then I got some vanilla candy coating chocolate and followed the directions and melted that down a little bit at a time and stirred in between. And then all you're gonna need is some of the sprinkle googly eyes. I just picked mine up from my local super Target, but you could easily get them on Amazon as well. And all you're gonna do is take your Madeline cookies and dip them into the white chocolate coating, and then you're going to add little googly eyes and let those harden. There is no right or wrong way to do this. I did some of the eyes far apart, some close together, kind of one higher, one a little bit lower, and I love it kind of gave them their own little look and personality. And these were a huge hit. I actually made these last year as well and shared them on my Instagram in my reels, and they were a huge hit. So let me know if you guys will be making these this year. Again, super simple. You can throw them together really quick before you go out the door. The next treat I want to share with you, they are actually called pumpkin pie twists. And you're just going to grab some of the Pillsbury crescent rolls. You're gonna need some brown sugar, some pumpkin pie spice, cinnamon sugar mixture, some maple syrup, and some butter. And don't forget the pumpkin puree, which is what we're actually going to start out with. So we're going to make our pumpkin pie filling first. And as you can see, it's just a few ingredients. If things get too complicated, I move on, but I can assure you that these were very, very simple. So I'm just adding in my brown sugar and then the other ingredients that need to go in the filling, and then we will roll out our dough and make these twists. Once you have your dough set out into little rectangles, you're just going to put your pumpkin pie filling almost as if you were putting pizza sauce on a pizza. And you can put as little or as much as you want. I kind of did a medium amount because this was the first time I was making these. I wasn't sure how strong or sweet they were going to be, so I didn't get too crazy with the filling. But once your filling's on there, you're just going to top it with another rectangle of the crescent dough. And then I got my pizza slicer and then cut them vertically into strips. Here comes the fun part. You're going to grab your dough and just twist and make them into sweet little twists. And while I was doing all this, I was preheating the oven to 375, and it said to bake these for 10 minutes, but I noticed that my oven does bake quickly, so it took less than 10. So I wouldn't walk away with these from these or get too busy, or you might burn them. The dough bakes really, really quickly. But before we actually put these in the oven, I'm going to brush on some melted butter, and then we're going to sprinkle on some cinnamon and sugar. While those were in the oven, I checked my Ghostly Madeline cookies, and they were nice and hardened, so I'm just going to display them on this cute little rustic plate. And then when the pumpkin pie twists were done, I put those out on a plate as well. Now the recipe does call for dipping these in whipped cream, and I highly, highly recommend that you do so, because as amazing as they are without the whipped cream, they taste almost identical to pumpkin pie when you dip them in the cream. So as you can see, there's little hands here, and they smelled I was in the kitchen, and they came right down and got their spooky little hands on these treats. The last easy dessert I wanted to share with you all are just little pumpkin spice cakes, but I'm going to make them super special because I'm going to be baking them in this skeleton tin that I picked up from Target. And this is just in their Halloween section. They have a nice little baking section with like baking batters and icing and treat bags and sprinkles and frosting and all the fun things. So that's where I got this cake mix and the skeleton baking sheet. So just following the directions on the box, I just put some of the dry ingredients along with oil and eggs, and we're just going to whisk this up and put them into the tins and bake them. I think this called for 20 minutes. Again, I don't know exactly how long I had them in there for. I just watched them, but my oven does bake fast, so I always just kind of hang out until they're finished and just check them intermittently. But don't forget, once you fill your baking pan, to tap it gently on the counter. You want to make sure everything settles in to the crevices. That way you get a nice shape and they actually look like the skeleton when you pull them out. And then I'm just going to throw these into the oven, and I can't wait to share with you guys what they look like. They came out so good. So there's no fancy after with these. You could actually even drizzle icing or add eyeballs or whatever you want to these. But as you can see, these are just on the cooling tray, and they never made it off the cooling tray without being eaten. So these were gone that night, but you can definitely decorate these up more. Just my family could not keep their hands off of them. The next thing I wanted to share with you guys is more of a fall inspired cocktail, but definitely very Halloween-y. We're going to be making some apple cider mimosas. Now these were absolutely delicious, and they weren't overly sweet, but just had a little bit of sweetness, enough to make it a very enjoyable cocktail. So go ahead and just pick out your favorite champagne. I already had this one on hand, and then a nice fresh pressed apple cider. This is the Good and Gather brand from Target. And then I'm just going to be using my cinnamon sugar mix again, and I'm going to rim this champagne glass with the cinnamon and sugar, and then put in some of the diced up apples, and then I did about half apple cider and half champagne, and there you go. You got a nice, easy, festive cocktail. The other cocktail is my favorite of the two. Now these are both absolutely delicious, but this one was just amazing. Highly recommend. And it's still very easy to throw together. So this is actually called a Beetlejuice margarita. That name just alone is amazing. But I'm just doing a shot of Casadora's tequila with 1 shot blue curacao, and then a shot of fresh lime juice. And then this may look weird, but you can put edible glitter gel into this cocktail. I didn't have any, so I just added the green sugar sprinkles along with some pineapple juice. And then I'm going to slice up this lime, and we're going to mix up this cocktail. We're also going to rim this glass. The recipe called for black salt, but my grocery store didn't have black salt, and I already had this black sugar sprinkles, and I would prefer the sugar on the rim over the salt anyways. So that's what I did. You're just gonna pour over your cocktail, and boom, you've got an amazing Beetlejuice cocktail. That's gonna do it for today's video. We got so much Halloween inspired decorating and recipes shoved into this one, along with spooky stories. Don't forget to go say hello to the other ladies in this playlist. They will have all kinds of Halloween content and spooky stories over on their videos today, and I'm so excited to share them all with you. They're some of my favorite people in the whole entire world. And other than that, friends, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!